Hello. Good morning to you. I just took the dogs outside. Just gave PP his medication. And now I am getting ready to go run some errands. But first, I am going to make a little protein shake for breakfast. Well, kind of like a late breakfast. So I thought, well, you guys can help me with that if you would like. You're like, oh, okay. Here, let me get this situated. Okay. So, let me get the stuff out that I need to get. Where's my thing? I just washed all this stuff yesterday so I could use it again. So, I have my Nutri Ninja thing right here. And then I have the lid to it. And I have my organic protein and superfoods. I woke up today and I weighed myself. I'm so sore, you guys, today from going to the gym last night. And I was 229, I think like 0.6 is what I was. I have to fill this water bottle up in a second. But yesterday I put the protein powder in first, and that was not such a smart idea because got my pineapple. And I got, well, I don't need all of these. My berries, my mangoes I ate a bunch of last night. So yesterday I put the protein powder in first, and I had forgotten that when you do that, like then it kind of sticks to the bottom. So I'm gonna put 4 pieces of protein, 4 pieces of protein, 4 pieces of pineapple. And then I'm gonna just put a handful of blueberries. This is like cooking with Peter. Healthy cooking with Peter, see? And I'm gonna put a handful of raspberries. I'll put a couple more raspberries than that in, I think. So there it is so far. Clean up as you go. Oh. And, okay. Then I'm gonna put a banana in it. I don't want it to taste all like banana though, so I'm gonna put that in there. Okay. Then I'm gonna put my 2 scoops of this. It tastes like vanilla. It's vanilla bean flavor. I wonder if this is the same brand as that thing the other day. So put those 2 in there. If you guys have ever thought about getting a Nutri Ninja, I will tell you they are totally worth it. Okay. Then some of my almond milk. I'll settle this all down, see? Then you put your lid on it, like this. This is like, seriously, these are so easy. I used to do these all the time back in the day. You know what I want? A piece of mango. I love mango. I like it when it's a little hard. Like that piece. Mango is my favorite fruit. Which I just discovered a couple years ago that it was my favorite fruit. Okay. Do you guys want to see the process of the Ninja? Okay, let me see if I can find a way to do this here. I'm going to show you. Like that. You ready? Okay. And you just take it off like that. And there you have your smoothie. And I gotta find something to put it in. So I'm gonna take it with me. There's so many of these plastic container things. I used to have these ones that I used to put them in. They were like blue and had lids on them. And here it is, blue, and it has a lid on it. I guess the lid is blue. That's pretty good. So here's my late breakfast lunch. How are you guys doing today? I will say that other than being sore, my upper body is sore from lifting last night, and my calves are killing me right now. But other than that, I feel pretty good. Like I did my prayers, did my meditations, and all of that. It's cold in Indiana. Excuse me. It's cold in Indiana today. It's like 30 degrees outside right now. It's ridiculous. But it's just cold already. I don't really guess I mind it. I mean, if it's going to be this cold for the rest of the winter, I don't know. It's an early. It seems like it went pretty fast from fall to winter. Alex and I are going to hang out tonight and have like a little date night at home. He works until 4, and then he's going to the gym. Well, he took his shoes to go to the gym. A workout bag, so. Why can't I get this on there straight? So he said he's going to go work out. And then I may go work out later tonight. I may take a break tonight. I don't know. It just kind of depends. Look at my mug that somebody sent me. Gimlets, Jane, gimlets. So, I feel like I'm getting a little bit of a cold or something. I'm kind of wheezy. I'm getting ready to wait for the trash people to come so I can take the trash can back inside. And then I'm going to run, I think, maybe to the bookstore and, then come back and take a shower and film some videos today. I really know what I'm going to make a video about. But, yeah. I'm going to make a video today about something. We'll figure it out. Well, I mean, I have 5 channels, so I can pick and choose, right? I think I know what I'm going to do on my Peterisms channel. And my BookTube channel, I'm going to do my November TBR, so I know those two. And then my review video, I'm kind of deciding if I want to wait or if I want to post this. So we'll see. I don't know when I'll be doing my review of The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina because I'm kind of slowly watching it. Oh my god, I started watching that, my phone's in the other room, but that documentary on Netflix. It's called, like, God Knows Where I Am, and it's about this homeless woman. It is so good. Whoever you were that told me in the comment section to watch it, it is all because of you that I started watching it, and I want to thank you. I started watching it late last night, and I was like, this is fantastic. Like, it's this woman's diary entries. It's so interesting. I don't even want to tell you any more than that. I got like a half an hour into it, and I was like, I'm going to watch the rest of it tonight. But it is so good. It's very sad because what you realize is, you know, it could happen to any of us, right? And I'm not that far in that I know the specific story yet, but it's kind of unfolding. So, all right, you guys, listen, I'm going to get off here and go run some errands, and I'll be back a little bit later. Hello, I'm back. Many hours later. My plan had been to vlog throughout the day. Do you see this? I cleaned the window, okay? Let me just tell you, I also cleaned the back window. I don't know if you can see, but it is like 10 times worse than the back window. But I did, I cleaned the window. My plan had been to vlog throughout the day. Before I get into this, let me just say, if you know a trick for cleaning car windows that makes them like spotless, could you please let me know? Somebody years ago told me to clean my windshields with newspaper. Supposedly it's like a hint from Heloise or something. Do you see? It's horrible. It's worse than it was before. And I really worked on these windows. I mean, for me, they look bad on camera, but for me, they look actually a little clearer. So, especially, I guess, the back looks better for me. But when light hits it, it's like Smear City, you know? So if you guys have a trick for getting, like, spotless car windows, I would love to know that, because somebody had told me newspapers years ago, and that doesn't work. I don't know. Maybe I was doing it wrong. I don't know. So, anyway, I am on my way to go meet my friend Valerie at the casino. I'm very excited to see her. It's been a while. And it's a little toasty in here. I walked outside the house, and let me just tell you, I had taken PP out earlier. And, well, PP and all the dogs, but Boo and Tucker were up on the porch at this point, and I was waiting for PP, and our tree in our front yard, I would say is probably 30 feet high, if not higher, and it's bright orange. It's beautiful, but like the top 10 feet of the tree, all the leaves have fallen, and so I was sitting there just kind of watching it, and I could literally hear the leaves fall on the ground. It was so cool. I could just hear one leaf fall and then another one. It was so silent in our neighborhood. And then I walked out tonight as I was leaving, and like I came right outside, and the smell, it's like starting to sprinkle or something. It's supposed to maybe turn into snow later, I think. And it smells outside like the first snow of the year. I don't even know how to explain it. If you've never experienced it before, it's hard to explain, but you would know what I mean if you grew up with it or if you've been around it. It smells like the first snow of the year, mixed with like people are having fires and like in the fireplaces, and you can smell the chimneys and stuff. It smells so good outside. So I have to own this, okay? I have been listening to Christmas music left and right, let me just tell you. Do you ever go in, and this has nothing to do with Christmas music, but I do have to tell you that my two favorite songs so far this year that I've heard on Sirius Radio are Andre Bocelli doing White Christmas. It's absolutely beautiful. It's a mix between English and Italian, and I love his music anyway, his opera. He is an opera singer. And then Mary J. Blige singing My Favorite Things. I think Mary J. Blige, she has a Christmas album out. I don't know if it's this year or if it was 2 years ago or if it was 6 years ago. I don't know when. All I know is that I tagged the song in Shazam, and I just downloaded it because I wanted it. Mary J. Blige is one of my all-time favorite artists anyway, and to hear her do My Favorite Things was just like, oh, because I love that song. So anyway, I just went in and I downloaded all of this music, and you guys would be dying if you, I downloaded like 10 songs, okay? I downloaded Cupid, because I had tagged all these songs like over the last 2 weeks, and so I just downloaded. Do you ever do that? Like, okay, so I download songs using Shazam. That's an application, you know, that you can like, it'll listen to a song and then it'll tell you what it is. And then I just keep a running record of all the songs I want to download. And then like every 2 weeks I go in, and then I get real excited because then I can just listen to all the music. So at some point on my travels up to the casino tonight, I'm not gonna vlog and I'm gonna just listen to music because I'm excited to listen to these songs. But I downloaded, let's see, okay, I downloaded, they're all kind of like old ones. Are you ready? So, Cupid by Amy Winehouse, the deluxe edition. And then 100% Pure Love by Crystal Waters. Do you remember that song? I used to dance that song in the bar and I thought I was the answer, okay? I thought I was it. Like, you could not get, I walked into the bar and I was like, hello, 100% Pure Love, I'm right here, okay? So I downloaded that, and then I downloaded Hung Up by Madonna, and then I downloaded I Wanna Be Your Everything by Andy Gibb. Oh my God, do you remember that song? I could not believe it. I heard it, I don't know where I heard it, and I like was dying. And then they must have been playing 70s somewhere that I was at, because I downloaded the 12-inch edition, which is like 8 minutes long, of The Boss by Diana Ross. And then I don't know why, because this song keeps on coming up places that I'm at, but I downloaded that song Stitches by Shawn Mendes. I don't know why. It's not anything I usually listen to, but I keep on hearing it, and I actually think some DJ mixed it too, like some EDM DJ. Okay, and then there was somebody else that I downloaded. I can't remember. I think it might have been a Barbra Streisand song. Oh no, it was a Barbra Streisand, Mary J. Blige song off that Christmas album. And then there was another song that I downloaded. I downloaded like, I think it was a Jack Johnson song was one of them. Do you guys like Jack Johnson? See, it's weird. Like, my music tastes are so varied and so all over the place. I was so excited about that Andy Gibb song. I had forgotten about that song. I was telling Alex when I was downloading the songs at home, I was like, when I was a kid and I used to listen to disco music with my mom, I used to dance like this. And he goes, no, you didn't. And I go, yeah, I did. That was what everybody did when they saw Saturday Night Fever. He was like, are you kidding? Are you for real? I go, that's how they danced back in the day. He goes, I know that's how the disco dancers dance, but why did you dance like that? I said, Alex, I wanted to be John Travolta in Saturday Night Live when I was a kid. He goes, did you really? I said, okay, first of all, I watched Welcome Back Kotter with John Travolta and all of that. My mother and I watched that show so religiously. Welcome back. Anyway, we watched that show so religiously back in the day that then when Saturday Night Fever came out, which I would have probably been about, I don't know, 5 years old or something like that, when it came out, I literally I would constantly do this. Do you remember this? And then he would just go boom like that. Oh my God, I thought he was so fantastic. When I wanted him and that woman, I thought they were so cool together. So anyway, yeah, I downloaded all that music, so. It has been a really fantastic day. I've had a really good day. I'm starting to, it's weird because, you know, even though I've like been a vegetarian for so long now, obviously I haven't been eating that healthy, we know that. And the last 3 days I've been eating really healthy. And, in fact, the other night that I went to Meijer after I worked out, and was that last night? It wasn't last night, was it? And I got a salad. I said I was really hungry. So they have these pre-made salad. Well, that must have been last night because I bought a bunch of this different stuff. Well, okay, so they had like a pre-made salad in the Meijer section that was a Greek salad, and it didn't have any meat in it, and it was like 300 calories, and so I just bought that instead of making a salad, and it just was not very good. It wasn't good, and I only ate like half of it. And was that last night or the night before? I feel like that must have been last night, whenever I said that. But anyway, and then so today I had my smoothie and stuff that I made this earlier today. But for dinner tonight, I ate, are you ready for this? Okay. It was so good, and I was so full, but let me just tell you, because of what it was, and this is what I should have been eating as a vegetarian all along anyway, it has really screwed my stomach, okay? So, first of all, I got these, I don't know what meals they are, but it was called like, it's this street corn, and I love street corn anyway. There's this restaurant that we go to here in Indianapolis. Well, there's one in Miami that has street corn. Do you guys know what street corn is? Okay. Well, if you don't, look it up. It's fantastic. fantastic. If you ever go somewhere and they have it on a menu, get it. It is so delicious. It's usually like a side meal or an appetizer. But there's this restaurant here in town, and it's called Livery. And it used to be these old horse stables, like in the 1800s, and they turned it into this restaurant. And it's all like, they have like skirt steak, and then they have like, whenever I go, well, the last couple times I've gone, I know what I'm gonna get in the future, but the last couple times I've gone, I've gotten this like green pepper stuffed vegetarian meal there that they have. It's kind of higher end, so they have like some really nice vegetarian meals. But anyway, they have empanadas that are unbelievable. And Alex like knows the guy that works in the kitchen, and so he always, when he comes, he always asks him if he'll make like his favorite, which were like beans, cheese, and rice when he was growing up as a kid or something like that. And so this guy makes them specially for Alex. But they have like 3 different kinds of empanadas. Their empanadas are pretty big, and you get 3 of them with an order. And they're not expensive. It's like something like $8 for 3 empanadas. And then they also have, and this is what I'm going to be getting from now on, they also have an appetizer that's street corn, and it's a huge side of street corn, and it's like $4. So you could get an entire meal there, 3 empanadas and street corn for like 12 bucks. And if you don't drink, it's like one of those places, like if you drink and you drink like whiskey or vodka tonics or whatever, they serve them in like those copper cups. Do you know what I'm talking about? Mugs. And, but of course I don't. So, but anyway, it's a very cool restaurant, and, but I love street corn, and I just don't ever get the chance to get it very often, because most places that you go, they don't have it, right? So, I saw it when I was at Meijer the other night in the frozen section. It was some frozen meal that I had never heard of before. It was some kind of like brand I had never heard of before. The only thing is it is kind of high in fat. Because I told Alex, I said, for this, I could have just eaten that Jolly Green Giant, you know, chicken and niblets with lightly sauced, because those are like 90 calories, like 2 grams of fat and nothing, right? Okay. This street corn was so delicious. It might be the best street corn I've ever had in my entire life, and it was frozen. I mean, it was, you prepped it, right, in the microwave. It was so good. And, so anyway, I had that, and then in the section where I was just gonna get a bag of lettuce, you know, well, now they have all of these meals over there. First of all, they have these different salads that like have all the mixings together in like a case. I don't know what they're called, but I got one that was like raspberry acai. You have to be careful if you're vegetarian, because like I was reading through the directions and or the ingredients, and on some of them it had like at the very end it would have something in bacon, and you know, because of that broccoli crunch, I like check for that stuff now. But there were 2 of them that it was the raspberry acai, and there was another one that didn't, and they're like this thick and like this round, and then you just shake them up. You mix everything together and you shake them up in the package and serve it. It's a pretty large salad. Well, this other thing that I got, I didn't really know what it was. I'm gonna get it again, and I'm gonna show it on here. I may actually do a review of some of these that I really liked, because I was so impressed with what this was. And oh, it was called something nurture, and so it was like cabbage. It kind of tasted like, Alex was like, is that like an Asian like salad? And I go, I don't really know what you would call it, but it had like all this cabbage in it, okay, and it was like that thick too. When you opened it, it had all this cabbage in it, and then it had a little package like that big of brown rice, and then it had this salad dressing that was like this sriracha soy salad dressing, and you mixed all that together, and then you microwaved it for like 4 minutes. Okay. It was so good. Like, I cannot even tell you how excited I got over this meal, because I was not excited to like microwave some shit up. I just wasn't tonight, and I was so hungry. And it was so good, but I ate this whole thing. Okay, the total of that together, the street corn was like 350 calories, and this cabbage deal with brown rice was like 370 calories. So total, I ate like, what, 720 calories or something. Oh, and then I had a banana as well. I think they're about 100 calories. And so I kind of kept in my range of what and I'm doing a lot of calorie counting. I know that people are, you know, gonna say, oh, you shouldn't do calorie counting, you should do this. I got so many comments about don't get on the scale every day. Okay, do you guys want me to be honest with you? I mean, I'm gonna get on the scale every day. I've gotten on the scale. I mean, I think that proved that yesterday. I totally understand what people were saying to me, and I so appreciate your feedback. You guys have been so awesome to me. I did Weight Watchers years ago, and I have to tell you that I don't know why I don't go do Weight Watchers now, because to be honest with you, the one thing I've ever done other than work out and eat healthy, the one thing I've done that has been really, so if you're looking for a diet, I will tell you, I swear by Weight Watchers. I absolutely swear by Weight Watchers. My ex and I did it, and then I did it by myself at one point too, and it's the one diet that I've ever done where I've, you know, lost weight and kept it off, because they teach you like how to learn to eat effectively even when you've lost the weight that you want to lose. And I don't know why I'm not doing it, but I don't want to go into like counting all of the points and stuff like that. And I know there's a different system that they do now. They don't just do points, but I mean, it was fun when I did it. I mean, we had a lot of fun counting points and saving points and stuff like that. But I will say this, I mean, there's ways to eat around it that aren't super healthy. But back then, I mean, like what you do is you go in once a week and you weigh, and like you don't even get to look at the scale. You stand on the scale and they tell you how many pounds you've lost. So I understand that you're not supposed to look at that. You know, you're supposed to weigh yourself at the exact same time every week and whatever. I know that. I'm going to continue to weigh myself every day just because I want to know. And it's kind of like, to be honest with you, like if I'm a pound up or a pound down, even if it's water weight loss, or even if, you know, it's not a true estimate or a true, you know, whatever, it kind of indirectly like motivates me a little bit. So I know it's not accurate. I don't want people to think that I'm, you know, going right on the scale. So I'm not. But thank you for the comments, because I know a lot of people that do that, and they think, oh, I've lost, you know, 6 pounds. And I mean, I say that to myself, and I guess now I've been saying it on here, but that, I mean, I know that I haven't, you know, especially like the first day that you really start working out and whatever, that's a lot of water weight loss. But I do kind of look at more of like the weekly goals of how much I've lost, you know what I mean? So anyway, I mean, we haven't even been in a week yet. We're at 3 days. But this meal was so good. I'll try to show them on here. I'm going to get another one if you guys are interested and you're vegetarians, because I was really surprised. And I think, like, for me, one of the things I need to do is just start looking more in the grocery store for stuff, because I just don't, you know? Because we've been eating out for so long. So anyway. But, okay, so then that was my dinner tonight. Alex came home. We ate dinner together. He made some stuff. And he wasn't super hungry because he had Chipotle for lunch. God, he loves Chipotle. And a burrito bowl, which I do too. But you want to talk about tricking you. I mean, those are some trickery right there. They're supposedly real healthy, and you know they're not, right? Like, after the guac and the sour cream and everything on there. Anyway, and then we kind of had just a date night at home. We kind of just hung out together and, you know, just spent some time at home together talking and hanging out and all that kind of stuff. And then he's been watching Daredevil, like, back to back. And because he's like, what are you going to do now? And I was like, well, what are you going to do? And he was like, I want to watch Daredevil. I was like, okay, well, I guess I'll go meet Valerie at the casino. So, yeah, he was like, okay. He was like, go have fun. He'll probably stay up till 2 or 3 watching Daredevil and then crash and be tired tomorrow. And then it's the weekend, and he's got some meetings on Saturday. So he has stuff to do tomorrow and Saturday. Are you ready? I rode today for a while. Got very motivated. And I kind of like backburnered what I was working on for a while. And I started outlining and putting together the beginning of the piece that, what do you call it? About the woman in recovery at Christmas time. I think I'm going to work on that through the holidays while I'm also working on my book of memoirs. I'm also editing the the other piece of fiction that I'm working on. So I don't know when that stuff will be done. I don't feel like, it's really weird, like right now in my life, I don't feel this rush to get shit done. I've just been like, it's just been so nice lately, you know, like I've just, did I say it earlier that I made a bunch of videos? Yeah, I made like a video on my Peterisms channel, and I made a video on my Peter Monn. Was messing with it, and I turned it off. Anyway, I made 2 videos today. Was it 2? Besides my vlog, yeah. And I made one on my Peter Monn channel, and I made a Peterisms video. My Peterisms videos the last 2 days have been really long. And then, let's see. Yeah, that was it. That's what I did this afternoon. And then, of course, writing. But what I was going to say was, I don't feel like this rush anymore to... I don't know what happened. Like, this is like something that's come from the last couple months, is that taking time to myself has made me realize that I'm not on this rushed schedule in life, you know? And that it's really important for me to take time to myself, and enjoy my life, and enjoy, you know, every day, and not feel like, oh, I've got to do this, or I've got to do that, or I've got to stay this, and I've got to stay in the game, and I've got to do this. You know what I mean? It's about, I've got to enjoy it. I've got to enjoy life and the process of what I'm doing. And so like with writing, you know, like my publisher and I had talked about me getting my stuff to her by the end of October, and that did not happen. And she's totally understanding about it, you know? She's like, yeah, whenever you get it done. And I was like, okay. And I just don't feel like a rush, and I also don't want to turn it over until it's something that I'm super proud of. So for me, I mean, you know, some authors take 20 years to write a book. Now, I'm not going to take no 20 years to write a book, okay? My books are not like what you read of somebody that's taken 20 years, but I do want to put out the best quality that I can for myself, something that I can be proud of and stand behind, you know what I mean? Like, that's important to me. So, yeah. I don't know where I was going with that. I've got that Andy Gibb song stuck in my head. I just wanna be your everything. I kind of sound like Andy Gibb, don't I? Oh my God. What if I became an Andy Gibb impersonator? I took a shower and then I was laying in bed, and look, my hairdo right here is like sitting straight. My hair is like sitting straight up, like right there. It's like, do you remember back in the day when you would like blow up your bangs and then like put gel in them and hairspray and stuff like that? I used to do that when I was like in 6th and 7th grade. I thought my hair was so cool. Oh my gosh. All the trends that I went through when I was growing up. I went through like all the trends until I got to like 9th grade, and then I became kind of very much, do you remember when we used to, if you're my age you'll know this word, but because we used to use it with people all the time, I was very much an individual. And what that meant was that I was a free thinker, and I was very stylish, and I was on my own, and I was very, today we say authentic, but back then I was an individual. Do you remember that? Oh, and I was also alternative. Today, the word alternative has a different meaning than it did then. Like back then, if you said to somebody, oh, I like alternative music today, I think they would think of like, you know, kind of like, I can't even think of a band, but like White Zombie or Rob Zombie, or, you know, something like that, or who's like some screamo bands I think would be considered like alternative. But back then, do you remember, like, okay, in record stores, true story, like in record and tape stores, they would have sections that said alternative, right? And when you went there, it would be like mostly like a lot of English punk bands, right? Like the Smiths and the Cure and, you know, New Order, and which wasn't really punk, it was more new age, but Depeche Mode, you know, Sonic Youth, the Sex Pistols, Susie and the Banshees, God, who else? Oh, Billy, what was his name? Billy, I can't think of his name. Oh, shoot. Billy, is it Billy Bragg? The Pogues, the Pixies, you know, all those bands I used to listen to in high school. You would find them all in this section called alternative. Do you remember that? And it would only, and like, you just thought you were so cool for getting stuff from there. U2 was considered alternative when it came out too. Oh my God, the Violent Femmes. It's so funny because my friends and I used to listen to the Violent Femmes, like that song Add It Up, you know, do you remember that? Okay, that whole album, Gone Daddy Gone and all that stuff. Okay, we used to listen to that album literally every day. I knew every word to every song on that album. I bet you I still do, right? And what is so funny is that, like, when I was in high school, you know, people were listening to, like, Salt and Peppa and, you know, God, what were other people listening to in high school? Like Def Leppard and, you know, Aerosmith and Bon Jovi and stuff like that, right? Rap was just starting to get popular as I was graduating from high school. But not anything like rap on the level that it is now. At least in the Midwest, it was just starting to get popular, like in the 90s. I would say from 87 to 90, it started getting popular in the Midwest. I remember in high school. But nothing like it is now. I mean, like, if you had said to somebody, I listened to rap music back then, they would have looked at you like, well, what? Like, there's like 3 bands. You know what I mean? Like, nobody, like, in the Midwest really knew. In a small town Midwest, not a lot of people knew, like, rap artists and stuff. So anyway, I gotta get gas before I head up there. Pulling to the gas station. I also want to get a bottle of water. What was I going to say about music? About Violent Femmes. But I remember when I was in high school, like after I graduated from high school, and I would talk to people or hang out with people that I hadn't necessarily been friends with in high school. What was interesting was that I found out that, like, so many people had the Violent Femmes album and, like, were not alternative. Like, so many people had it and knew it. And I really think that do you know what that album is called? Here, I'm gonna look it up and tell you what it's called. I know somebody is shouting it at the screen right now. It's hands down one of the most fantastic albums of life, seriously. Next to U2, The Joshua Tree. Oh, In Excess was really big when I was in high school too. Well, here's all the songs. Blister in the Sun. I love that song too. They have a newer album out that I really, really like. Oh, I guess it's just called Violent Femmes. What is this newer album out that they have that I really like? Do you guys know this album? It has a little girl on it. Can you see? But anyway, that album, I feel like that was maybe like our underground album of a generation that like everybody listened to but like nobody talked about or something. You know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe. Maybe, baby. All right, listen, I'm gonna get off here and get gas and get some water, and I'll be back in a second. Bye. Okay, my gas was 33.33. That sounds like pretty good luck, don't you think? The guy that worked in there, he's so nice. He actually used to work at McDonald's down the street. So I knew him from going through there. And then he came down here. I think I've told this story before. There's 2 of them that work in here that used to be at McDonald's down the street. So they like know my order from me. I don't go to McDonald's anymore except for to get Diet Cokes or Dr. Peppers. I haven't been there for a long time, but I got a water tonight. But anyway, we were talking. I thought he was watching something on TV, and I was like, what are you watching? He's like, I'm not watching anything, I'm listening to my radio station. I said, your radio station? And he was like, yeah. And he's like, I have a podcast, but then you can like get a radio station. He was explaining to me how to do it. It was like on this website called Spreaker or something. I don't know, but anyway. He showed it to me, and he had like all of these. He's like, I have followers, like, and I could hear him like talking in the background. It's like his podcast running. He's like, but I also like play music. It's like a radio station. He's like, I do like, he was like, I do old R&B. He was like, I have a show that does that. He's like, I do like early 2000s hip hop. He was like, then I do a lot of indie artists. He's like, I do a lot of local indie artists. And he's like, I do a lot of like national indie artists. So I work with a lot of different people. And he's like, I also go on there and then I have like a talk show where I go and I talk, and that's the podcast part of it. How cool is this? I didn't even know this existed, right? And I told him, I said, I'm going to listen. When I said later, I'm going to listen to it and look it up. So I took down all the information. And I was like, how long have you been doing this? And he's like, 3 years. Okay, he had huge following. I could not believe it. I was like, oh my God, this is the coolest thing. So there you go. There's always something out there for people to do. If you want to start a radio station, you can start a radio station. I think that sounds really cool. My stomach is like kicking a little bit. It hurts. But anyway, I think that's because I've been eating so healthy lately. But anyway, okay, before that I was talking about Violent Femmes album. Isn't that so funny? I was talking about that and then I went in there and we were talking about music and having a radio station and stuff. But until I was like, I mean, I guess like style-wise, clothes-wise, until about 8th or 9th grade, I kind of just, I would say I was pretty preppy, honestly. Like, I loved clothes. I always loved clothes, but, you know, people would always be like, you're such a nice dresser, but it was very preppy. I was very preppy dresser, you know? And then, like, that started to change around 9th grade, and I started kind of, like, coming into my own. And I have to say that it really stylistically had a lot to do with the music that I started to listen to, because before that, you know, I was listening to music that my parents listened to, or, you know, I would listen to the radio. Oh my God, I'll have to show you guys sometimes. I have so many 45s downstairs in the basement. See, this is bad. It was better before, and then I just streaked it up again. But I have like all of the Melissa Manchester and Toto and the Go-Go's. I have all of these 45s down in my basement that I used to sit and listen to just for hours over and over, and I would dance and stuff like that. It was cracking me up in The Haunting of Hill House when Theo is dancing to Paula Abdul. Now, obviously, Paula Abdul was not what I was listening to when I was in high school. I don't know when that actually came out. That might have come out when I was in high school, but she's like in junior high. But when I was in like elementary, you know, up to like 6th, 7th grade, like I would dance to all this music. Like I would put dance routines together and stuff of all these 45s that I had. My friends and I would roller skate in the driveway to Donna Summer albums. True story. The Bad Girls album was one of my all-time favorites. She passed away. That's so sad. She kind of got, she kind of went through some phases, didn't she? Donna Summer. She did country western music for a while. I think that didn't really make a lot of sense. And then she started doing a lot of gospel music. And I think she kind of got a following doing gospel music for a while. That's what happened to that Pebbles, too. Did you ever know about Pebbles back in the day? Pebbles got real religious, and then she started doing gospel music, and then she became friends with those Winan sisters, because if you want, or Winan family, I mean, if you truly want to make it in gospel music, basically, you got to be friends with the Winans. Do you know what I'm talking about? Those Winans, they run everything in gospel music. Their voices are incredible. And, they were friends with Whitney Houston, too. Like, Whitney Houston's best friend of life was that one Winan sister. I can't think of her name. Somebody, can you say it in the comment section below? Oh, she's got such a beautiful voice. There's a YouTube video of her singing I Surrender Thee. If you put in I Surrender Thee and Winan, W-I-N-A-N, it'll come up. Why can't I think of what her name is? And then the very last song on the Waiting to Exhale soundtrack, it's like 3 artists. I think Brandy might be in it, I don't know, but like, whatever happened to Brandy? One of my friends recently went and saw her. She was, in Indianapolis has the Black Expo every year, and they always have like huge artists, but usually people that were kind of famous back in the day, and Brandy was here for that. And I was like, is she still performing? And my friend was like, oh my God, she was so good. She was so fantastic. She's still as good as she ever was. And I was like, but has she put out anything recently? And then I think one of the other ones, who was the other one? Anyway, This is my same friend that went and saw Anita Baker and about died because she thought she sang every song she'd ever known of Anita Baker's. Anyway, I loved some Anita Baker back in the day. But, like, CeCe Winans. Is it CeCe Winans, isn't it? In my head I was thinking Cheryl. I don't know why. But CeCe Winans and Whitney Houston sang the last song at the end of Waiting to Exhale. That song on the soundtrack is incredible. It is such a great song. That whole story with Whitney Houston is so tragic, isn't it? Of course, I was messing with it again. Anyway, that whole situation with Whitney Houston is so sad, isn't it? These weird tragedies like that, like Anna Nicole Smith, and then her son Daniel, and then Whitney Houston, and then Bobby Christina. Like, it's so sad. Are you guys watching The Real Housewives of Atlanta? Okay, Nene Leakes' husband, Greg, is so sick. He has cancer. You guys, it is so sad. I mean, it is so sad. He is like... I know a lot of people don't like Nene Leakes, but I think she's a good woman. And I think she has come a long way and turned her life around. When you hear her story, she's a story of strength. She truly is. And I love their relationship. And... to see him go through that just breaks my heart. Yeah, but anyway, CeCe Winans, look her up on YouTube or iTunes or wherever. What's that? I don't listen to it. Tanya listens to that thing. What's it called? Oh, Spotify. Oh God, Tanya's always on Spotify. I don't really guess I understand Spotify, like I need to understand it or something. I downloaded it, I don't really get it. I didn't even make an account or anything. I don't think we have any plans for, I know I don't have any plans for this weekend. I don't think Alex does either. I know he won't be doing anything tomorrow night, so we'll probably just be hanging around the house, because he has to go in and do some work stuff early on Saturday morning. And then he gets off early in the afternoon, but... we are officially 2 weeks away from Thanksgiving as of today. I cannot even believe it. Away. Are you going to have cranberry sauce? Are you going to have stuffing? Are you going to have turkey? Are you going to have, what do you have, ham instead maybe? Or is that more of an Easter thing? Are you going to have mashed potatoes? Are you going to have macaroni and cheese? Are you going to have cornbread? Are you going to have, what else do you have on that? Pumpkin pie, pecan pie? It's so weird. Okay, so like we go to my like aunts or my cousins. So we'll go there probably first, and it'll be like my cousin's cooking. She and her husband. My cousin's husband is a fantastic cook. So okay, it'll be a turkey, and then it'll be mashed potatoes, macaroni and cheese, stuffing, probably 3 kinds of stuffing, and then, you know, gravy and cranberry sauce, deviled eggs, you know, rolls, cornbread, pecan pie, pumpkin pie. It'll be everything that you would ever imagine for, like, you know, kind of like what you see on TV Thanksgiving dinners deal, right? Then we'll go to Alex's, and it'll be a little off. It's what they do, but it'll be like turkey, mashed potatoes, some kind of like chicken salad that's really good, but I just can't eat it anymore. Yuca, plantains, and probably some rice and beans kind of ordeal going on. That'll be it, and lots of desserts. But for them, it's more like Thanksgiving is not like any kind of like celebration because it's, you know, they came from Venezuela. So for them, it's, I think, different, has different meaning. And for them, it's just like a, you know, time for the family to get together. But my brother-in-law, Juan Carlos, is coming into town like the following weekend or week. So December something, I think it's that next weekend he gets into town. So I don't even know that we're going to do something for Thanksgiving with them. I mean, Alex hasn't mentioned it. We may. I can't imagine that we wouldn't. We have every other year that we've been together. Caroline and I were texting back and forth today, but I never got a chance to talk to her, my cousin Caroline. I need to talk to her and ask her what she needs me to bring. I gotta stop messing with this camera. Yeah, Caroline and I were texting back and forth today, but I never got a chance to talk to her, and I need to find out what she needs me to bring and the time and stuff like that. I'm excited to see her. I haven't seen her since my lunch, or since our lunch that we had together. Alex loves Thanksgiving. It's like one of his favorite holidays. And then, do you guys do Black Friday shopping? I didn't used to do it back in the day. And when I worked in treatment, I always had to work that day. So I would never get to go, you know, do the shopping with everybody else. So now it's kind of important to me. And Alex and I will come home from Thanksgiving and we will take a nap. And then we will go shopping late, probably to Edinburgh, Indiana, the outlet mall. So if you live in Indiana and you want to see me, come to say hi. I will be carrying around my coffee, and I'll probably get some kind of gas station coffee. And I will be shopping at the outlet mall for Christmas presents for others as well as myself. We always do a bit of shopping for ourselves. I mean, why not, right? It's like really windy. There was a tree right there in the middle of the inner pass or whatever, and it was like blowing like crazy. So yeah, I'm excited about that. We will be shopping it up. Alex said he's trying to save some money because he can go down there. It's fun just to walk around, and like, this is the thing. I don't do much shopping like this. I guess I have more so recently. Like, if I go to Walmart or Target, I do. But just to go like in a mall and just go from shop to shop to shop and buy something, like, I don't typically do that. And this is like the one time of the year that I really do. And I enjoy it because there's like a Sperry outlet, and I love Sperry shoes. I know it's basic, but I do. And so there's always like, I think this year, if they don't have like a nice dress shoe, because I usually get like a nice dress shoe every year. Last year I got the wingtips. Did I show it on here? Or was that 2 years ago? I think it was 2 years ago I got those wingtips that were like 200 or 300 or something marked down. I mean, they were expensive and they were marked down. But I think I want a pair of Sperry boots this year to wear during the winter. And then they have a Puma outlet, and they have a Nike outlet, and they have Calvin Klein outlet. Alex loves that one. They have an Abercrombie one, which sounds cheesy, but they actually have really nice sweaters for winter. It's just that their sizes are so ridiculously small, so maybe I'll have lost some weight by then, and I might be able to fit in some of their sweaters this time. Well, last year, actually, I got 2 sweaters of theirs, and one, I just tried it on the other day, and it fits great. It was like this blue, like, cable knit sweater, and their prices were, like, really cheap. It was really on sale. I used to really like that Abercrombie cologne back in the day, but now when I walk in the store, it just about makes me gag-a-maggot. I just can't even stand it. It is so strong, that Abercrombie cologne. I need to be buying some cologne, too. I'm getting down to the very, very bottom. My Creed is gone. I'm saving money to get another bottle of Creed. And then I have about 1/4 of the bottle of my Chanel Blue, and then my Michael Kors. It is like, it's almost kind of like changed color because I've been using it for so long. It's still good though. And I have probably 1/4 of the bottle left of that. So that'll last me through the holidays, and I'm going to, I want want to use it until I don't need it anymore. Alex always has so many different bottles of cologne. I always have just like 2 or 3 that I really like and I use. Like the Creed was my cologne that I use for special occasions. And that Creed Adventus will now forever be stuck with me thinking about Las Vegas, because that was like what I wore the entire time we were in Las Vegas. So now it kind of reminds me of my anniversary and our marriage, because I wore it the whole week out there. And Chanel Blue I love. For me, that's more of like a nighttime scent. I get a lot of compliments on Chanel Blue. If you guys want to buy your husbands or boyfriends or whatever gift, Chanel Blue, women love it. Women go crazy. I honestly, I get so many compliments on that Chanel Blue. Michael Kors for men, I get a lot of compliments on it too, but I get compliments on it from men and women. But it's more of, to me, like a day scent. But I've also worn it for so long. And it's the cheapest of the 3 as well. Cologne's expensive. That Creed is expensive. But it is worth it, I'll tell you that. You just have to make it last. I'm like down to the bottom. Did you ever do this? Like when you have like no cologne left and you like shake it in the bottle and you like press it in? I truly am doing that because I love it so much. It's so fantastic. I'm so excited for the holidays. I've been listening to all that Christmas music that I was talking about, and I've started looking at Christmas books on Audible. I know it's way too early. I shouldn't be, but I was listening to Christmas books. I'm actually, I think, gonna listen to some music right now, the music that I downloaded. So I'm gonna get off here, and then I will come back and finish this vlog up when I am leaving the casino, because I got about 10 or 15 minutes until I get there. So yeah, I'll do that, and then I can let you know if I won or if I lost, and fingers crossed that I'm a big winner tonight. So anyway, yeah, I love you guys, and I'll be back a little bit later. Bye. Okay, so I'm leaving the casino. Valerie wants to say hi. Say hi.
Hey, buddy. I love Peter Monn. He's great in person. Let's have a meetup.
All right, drive safe, sweetie. It is snowing, you guys. Look, it's snowing outside.
It's raining.
It's snowing. She said it's raining, but it's snowing. We are leaving the casino. It is late. It is 5:21 in the morning, and we just kept on playing all night long. I won. I left $400 ahead. I'm so happy. It is so cold, you guys, outside. I have like 6 of these players cards because I keep on forgetting them. Okay. Whoo! We had so much fun. I had my first Diet Coke that I've had in 3 days in there, and I only had 2 little Diet Coke things. Oh, I was going to charge my phone, but I don't need to. Oh, here's my money. Put my money in my... Save my dollar bills for meetings, for donations, and then put my seat heater on because it's so cold. Turn the heat up. Put my money in my wallet. I have 1 piece of gum left. You know what that means? I need to buy gum. Okay. Let's do a little of the Alien lip gloss. Look at this. 5 out of 5. Except it's hard to get in the corners of your mouth. Okay. It's freezing. So that was a fun little night. I was feeling bad earlier because I didn't go to the gym to work out. And I was planning on it today, but my calves are so sore from working out. I was like, there's no way I can do any kind of cardio. Like, I was having a hard time even walking today. I guess I need to turn my light on. I was having a hard time even walking today. So I was like, there is no way I am going to be able to, there's no way I'm going to be able to do do cardio. And then I was like, well, I'll just lift. And then I was talking to Alex about it, and he's like, I think you should. He actually went to the gym today, and he was like, I think you should just take a day off and rest, because resting and stretching is important too. And I was like, yeah, you're right. And so I was like, I'm just gonna rest. So I took the day off from working out, but I'm gonna go back tomorrow. I gotta keep the momentum going, you know. This coat sometimes rides up funny. So Valerie, actually, funny story, I think I've talked about this on here before, but we met because of my videos, because of, like, her watching my vlogs and my videos and stuff, and, so one night I was walking out, and, she was sitting there, and she like called my name, and so we became friends as a result of that. So now she's my good friend, and we go out to lunch together and go shopping. We go to the casino, of course, and she's always trying to get me to do a meetup in Indianapolis. I'm like, Valerie, nobody's gonna show up. She's like, I'll arrange the whole thing. I'll be your manager of the meetup, and I'll arrange the whole thing. I'm like, nobody will show up if I do a meetup. I'm not gonna do a meetup. So I have a fear of that. But anyway. Okay, anyway. This is snow. Valerie, this is snow. She watches my vlog. So Valerie, this is snow. I can see it hitting my window. It's little snowflakes. This is not rain. Okay, you know what I was just telling her was, on my way home from the casino, okay, here's a truth moment, I always stop and get food, okay? And since I've had those Impossible Burgers from White Castle, here's White Castle right here, I'm passing it. I always pull into White Castle and I get the Impossible Burgers and onion chips and a Coke, okay? And that's my little routine on the way home. And I really haven't been eating fast food except for when I leave the casino. And I was telling her, like, that's really the only time I ever get fast food anymore, or I have been getting it recently, and that's all kind of started since I did the review of the Impossible Burgers like 2 weeks ago or something, 3 weeks ago. And because they are really so good. And late at night, if I'm craving like a cheeseburger, well, they're vegan, they're plant-based. So I can go in there, well, they're not vegan if you get cheese on them, but I can go in there and I can get those, and they're delicious, right? And so I get them drive through in the night on the way home. There's Waffle House. I love Waffle House so much. But tonight I was like, oh my God, this is hard, like, because I can't eat tonight. And she's like, well, why can't you eat? You have to eat. And I was like, yeah, but I'm not gonna eat at 5:30 in the morning. I'm working on eating healthier and things like that. So, yet another thing I'm doing to try to break the routine. Fun. I was, some of the songs that I had tagged, I guess, had been at the casino because I heard them playing tonight. I was like, oh, I just downloaded this song, like, tonight, and I had it on my Shazam. So, do you guys have Shazam? I talked about that earlier, but I love it so much. Back in the day, oh my God, if we had had Shazam, that would have been so awesome, because I can remember writing down, like, lyrics of songs when I heard them. Well, I talked about this on here. And then going into record stores and asking them, you know, like, oh, do you have this song? And then having to, like, sing. They wouldn't know it, and I'd have to, like, sing part of it to them. Now, even, you can just, like, if you can't, like, Shazam a song, you can just, like, Google the lyrics, and you can literally put in 3 words, and it'll pull up what song it is, which is crazy to me. Yeah, it even looks like it's kind of sticking on the grass on the side. Aww. what is it, November 9th? November 9th, the first snow in the Indianapolis of the year of 2018. 2019. I'm tired. I am so tired. Oh. I like hit like real big when I got there, and we got laughing. Okay, I'll tell you in a second, but so I hit real big when I got there, and then I just kind of like, I didn't really spend any of my money that I brought, because I was playing with that money then, I was playing with their money, and I have this ticket in my pocket for $300, and so I was making sure I didn't go below that. But anyway, there's this woman that came and sat next to Valerie, and she would she was playing a penny at 50 cents, and she would hit a bonus, and she would win like $14 or something. And then when it does the payout, it plays this music, and it's like dun 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 dun. But the music plays the entire time the bonus runs through, and she would just sit there and she would just let all the don't do that. If you go to the casino, hit the button and just hit it, okay? Just hit the button and see what you got, because that is so annoying to the people that are around you if you do that. And I know her from like being at the casino, like she's there all the time, so it surprises me that she's like that, because usually like people that go to the casino a lot, I've seen her there before, they don't usually like they don't usually let it run through. They usually just hit the button. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Like if you hit a bonus or if you hit something, you just hit the button, you don't let it run out. She just sit there and let it run out. One time I got a grilled cheese at the deli at the casino. I mean, more than once I have in all the times I've been going, but recently, about a month and a half ago, I got onion rings, french fries, and a grilled cheese sandwich on the way home, because I was so craving a grilled cheese sandwich, and I sat here and ate it while I was driving home. It was so delicious. You know, like somebody can tell you something and it kind of changes your perspective on something, but like maybe not always in a positive way. This woman that I used to work with back in the day, she and I were really good friends, and we would go like get lunch together and stuff. And she was a little bigger. She was bigger, and you know, I was too, and whatever. So we would talk about our weight a lot, and you know, we were always constantly on diets and stuff. But one time we pulled through Burger King, and I thought we were taking it back, and she like got the food, and then we like pulled in and we sat down and we were eating, and she's like, let's just eat in the car. And I said okay, and I didn't even think much about it. And she said, I love eating in the car. And I said, you do? And she goes, yeah, I love eating in the car. Now before this, I didn't really enjoy eating in the car. Like even today, if I get something, typically, like if I get fast food, I take it home and eat it. Or if I get like Noodles and Company, or, you know, whatever. If I get something carry out, I usually, you know, pay away or something. Well, of course I wouldn't eat, you know. But I'll always typically take it home. I don't usually eat it there. And I do like eating in fast food restaurants, so I know that kind of sounds crazy, but I do. But usually I will, oh my God, funny story. I don't know why I was just remembering this. But this was like a year ago. And I went to the McDonald's by our house. I was so craving a Big Mac and fries, and I love like the ketchup things that you push into, you know. And this McDonald's by our house, like they had renovated it, and it looked new inside, and they even had like this little fake fireplace and everything. I think I ended up getting chicken nuggets too. And I sat there and I watched this Jeffree Star and Nathan Q&A, like while I was eating at McDonald's. I don't know why I just randomly remembered that, but I did. Fun little moment. I like eating in fast food restaurants. I think it's kind of fun. When Alex and I, back in the day, we would, oh, well, let me finish this with her really quick. And she said, I like eating in cars. And I said, you do? And before that, I hadn't really, like, I wasn't somebody that loved to eat in cars because it gets messy. Like, you get the food all over the place. And even today, like, I'm kind of weird about it. Like, if I eat food, like, on the way home, like, the next day I'll clean out my car because I don't like it to smell. And also I'll air it out. And, you know, and I throw everything away before I go home. I don't like to have, you know, plastic cups in my car and stuff like that. Like, this is about as deep as it gets, and then it goes back there and I put it to the recycle bin once every 2 weeks or something. But anyway, she's like, yeah, I like to eat in my car. And I go, why? And she goes, because nobody can judge me when I'm just sitting in my car and eating, and I can eat as much as I want. And I go, and I remember it just made me so sad, but at the same time, like, I kind of related to it. Well, after that, I mean to tell you, and like, that was when I started getting really heavy. I started eating in my car a lot. Like, I really kind of started enjoying eating in my car, excuse me. And I didn't even associate it with her saying that to me until like a couple months later, and I was like sitting there eating, and I was thinking to myself, I can eat whatever I want and nobody judges me. I mean, how sick is that I was thinking that, right? And then I remember back on what she had said, and it had kind of changed something in me, you know, and then all of a sudden I started enjoying that. But anyway, one of the things, first year that Alex and I were together, we used to go, we went to Burger King one time, and we went inside to eat, and I love Whoppers from Burger King. They're like one of my favorite things ever, right? And we went inside, and Alex went first, and he was ordering, and he got a double Whopper with cheese and a large fry. And I was like, did you just get a double Whopper with cheese? Like, I had never known anybody that had gotten a double Whopper with cheese, like, in my life. I think they even have triple Whoppers, don't they? And he goes, yeah. And I was like, he goes, you should get one. And I said, okay. So I got a double Whopper with cheese. One time he made me, because he and the woman that were working there were speaking in Spanish, and he made me order it in Spanish. She was like, you need to practice your Spanish. So he made me order it in Spanish, and she was laughing and stuff. But I don't know if that was that time. But anyway, and this was when we were working out every day, so I could pretty much, like, eat what I wanted to eat. I mean, even though it wasn't healthy, I wasn't gaining any weight. And, what was I gonna say? Oh, so anyway, we got these double Whoppers with cheese. Have you ever had a double Whopper with cheese? Oh my God. Oh my God, it's so good. So good. Trying to eat healthier. Well, when I was working out before and I was eating really healthy, I ate a lot of those, like, Boca burgers, and people keep on telling me to get the Beyond burgers. And I looked the other day when I can't remember where I was at, Fresh Time, and I didn't see them there. Does anybody know where you can get these Beyond burgers that everybody keeps on telling me about? Because I'd like to try them. I will say this, I've saved money so far because I spent like $50, $55 at the grocery store, and I still have, like, food to last me through the weekend, and I mean, other than us going to brunch on Sunday. But typically, I mean, if I go to eat something every day, whether it's go to the grocery store, whether it's like Noodles and Company, or I, you know, get something and bring it home, it's always like $15 to $20. So, you know what, I would spend that in 2 or 3 days. I forget how much, like, until I have it in the house, how much I love fresh fruit. Excited for this weekend. I don't know why, just to relax around the house and be with my husband. And we need to go see that Bohemian Rhapsody. I don't know if he's going to want to go see that or not, though. I want to see that movie with Melissa McCarthy, that new, what do you call it? That new, like, she's like a different kind of role for her, supposedly. heard it's supposed to be really good. Is it out yet? I'm awake. Like, I am wide awake. I hope I can fall asleep when I get home. There weren't that many people at the casino tonight. I broke out that James Patterson book that I bought, the Murder House, and I'm like, I'm gonna read this weekend. Like, this is gonna be what I'm gonna do. Like, I'm gonna really dive into this book and enjoy it this weekend and read it. I'll probably do a live stream sometime this weekend too. That? Is it rain or is it sleet? It looks like snow is what it looks like coming down, but it doesn't look like snow, like snow showers. I don't know why I'm so ready for the holiday season this year. I was telling Valerie that, and she's like, no, not yet. Are giving away cars at the casino. Like, once a month they give away a car. They have like some, drawing, and they had this big huge red pickup truck, and we were looking at the headlights when we were walking out because the headlights were really cool. I used to oh my god, Cracker Barrel, I love Cracker Barrel so much. There used to be or I used to want to drive a pickup truck. I don't know if I've talked about this on here. Before I got this car, I went and I looked at a couple different cars. I looked at a Jeep Wrangler. It was very expensive, and it was used, all used cars. And I looked at a Land Rover. It was expensive and had a lot of miles on it. And then I looked at this, and this had low mileage and wasn't as expensive as the other two, which is why I got it. And my dad told me, he was like, my dad, who doesn't drive American-made cars, was like, oh, American-made cars last a really long time too, which this has. So, I mean, obviously, I vlog in it every night. And, but I test drove this huge, what do you call it? Pickup truck, because I had always kind of thought it would be fun to drive a pickup truck. Before I was on YouTube, I don't know if I ever wore this hat on YouTube. I'll have to find a picture and show you guys. Always, I wore a John Deere trucker hat. Always. I mean, I had this hat from before Alex and I met, and then I wore, I mean, it was so, I still have it. It doesn't fit my head very well because I've gained so much weight. You know what? That's weird, isn't it? That as you gain weight, your like hats don't fit your head. Do you guys notice that? Like, I notice that. Hats fit differently when I'm heavier. But anyway, I wore that hat typically between, like 180 to 210, and then it started fitting weird, so I stopped wearing it. But let me just tell you, okay, one time I wore that hat to this, so Pride Day in Indianapolis, we haven't gone the last couple years, but before that we used to go, and there is this bar in downtown Indianapolis called 45 Degrees. It's like a bar, sushi bar, and they do they have like a DJ outside, and then they do this morning thing the morning of Pride Day, and so everybody would meet there, and they would it was called DJ and Eggs is what it was called. It was real cute, and then from there everybody would watch the parade or whatever. And a couple years Alex helped organize some, and I helped him as well organize some of the floats and for the parade. The Absolute Vodka float, I think. And the guy that owned 45 Degrees was the one that was in charge of it, so we were helping him. But anyway, why was I telling the story about that? Shoot, I totally lost my mind. Oh, okay, so when we were there, I took my John Deere hat off, and like left it in a booth, because we were at like a booth inside talking to people, and so I like took it down and I put it over there. I take my hat off a lot, like when I'm sitting inside, and so I took it off and I put it down and I left, right? And we got to Pride Day and we're like walking around the booths and stuff like that, and I think like Alex took a picture of me and somebody else, and I looked at the picture and I was like, oh my god, where's my hat? Like I didn't even realize it until then. And he goes, did you take it off when we were at 45 degrees? And I was like, I must have. I panicked. Well, he knew somebody that worked there other than the owner. The owner was at Pride Day, so he like called and she's like, oh, I found the hat, blah 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 blah. I like panicked. I was like, oh my god, that's my sobriety hat. Like it meant a lot to me because I wore it to meetings a lot, and it was kind of like this hat that I identified for some reason with like recovery. I don't know why. And I had it forever. I had this hat forever. So anyway, I still have it. It's at home. It's a very it's not the cleanest hat in the entire world, and Alex one time told me, he was like, you need to wash that hat. And I was like, I'm never gonna wash it. Stop, sir. I said, I will never wash this hat, because if I do, it'll ruin the hat. Those Ultra hats that I used to wear, the reason I don't wear them as much anymore, the ones that people always thought were Pokemon or Uber hats that have the U on it for Ultra, a pink one, green one, yellow one, black one. The reason I don't wear them as much anymore is because they don't fit on my head the way that they used to fit. But that pink one got so dirty. I mean, like, do you guys remember the pink one from back in the day? If you've watched my channels for a long time, you'll know what I'm talking about, because I used to always wear it in my videos, right? Well, my original pink Ultra hat got so dirty, that's why I ended up buying another one, and I didn't buy it at the festival. I actually got online and ordered it. Was because somebody had suggested to me to wash it in the washing machine, which I did, and it is so hot in here now. It ruined my hat. And it didn't get it clean either. Not the washing machine, in the dishwasher. Somebody suggested I put it in the dishwasher by itself, run a cycle, and I did, and it did not clean the hat at all. But it like screwed it up. Oh, I'm gonna sleep so well tonight with my husband, the little puppy dogs. Little puppy dogs. It's been a long day. It's been a good day though. Isn't it funny how, like, when we're having a really shitty day, we like really notice that we're having a shitty day, right? Like we'll say, oh God, what a shitty day, what a shitty day. You know, it's been such a horrible day, you know, like I can't wait for this day to be over, things like that. But when we're having a really good day, or we're having a day where we're just content, because I think days where you're just content, it's not like, oh, I'm ecstatic, but it's a good day, right? It's like we rarely notice that. I mean, I don't know about you, but I rarely notice it, and I take it for granted. I need to pay more attention to those days where I'm just content, you know, and it's been a good day, because those days, I think, are, you know, those are the ones that make it all worth it, I think. I'm coming up here on where actually the John Deere place is, and they do this Christmas lights every year, and I'm wondering when they put it up. I think it's after Thanksgiving that they put it up, but I'm gonna see if they're up already. I doubt they're up already. I can't imagine that they would. Tanya and I drive through there about 1,000 times every year. I've actually shown it in my vlog. No, you can see them from the interstate. They're not up yet. Thinking about today, you know, like, you know, it's weird coming up on 50, and especially like never really ever thinking that I would be 50 years old. And I remember my mom got sober at 51, you know? So, and you know, this was the other thing I was thinking is I was, a friend of mine posted a picture, like, he just recently got married, a friend of mine from high school, not really a good friend, but somebody that I knew in high school. He recently got married, right? And it's his first marriage, and he's my age. I was young for my age, so he's probably 47, almost 48. And I think his wife must be younger by like 15 years. So they just had a baby. And I was thinking to myself, you know, like, Peter, I think because of like what you've gone through in your life and having lost a parent and all this kind of stuff, like, I always think of myself as being so much older than I really am, or like at the tail end of my life. And here it is, this guy that I went to high school with, who's old, my exact same age, maybe a year or two older than me, he just had a baby. Like, his family just started. Do you know what I mean? And I think that it's all about perspective, how you look at things in the world. And I was thinking to myself, like, what would I have told myself 20 years ago? Because I think the things that we've learned along the way that we would have told ourselves like 20 or 30 years ago are the things that we should probably be telling ourselves today as well. Because I think we forget them sometimes. And I was thinking, okay, 20 years ago, what would I have told myself? Well, 20 years ago, you know, I wanted to write a book. You know, and I would, you know, that's what I went to college for, and was for writing, and I wrote lots of short stories when I was, you know, in my undergraduate school, but I thought, you know, like, I could have written a book 20 or 30 years ago. I could have, and I just didn't, you know, and I've always wanted to do something that was entertaining for other people. Like, when I was a kid, I wanted to be an actor so bad, you know, or, you know, I always wanted to be a writer and an actor. Those were the two things that I thought would be so much fun. And today, I don't really have such a dream of being an actor. I think what would be really fun today would be to do, like, cameo role in like a movie or a TV show. I would love something like that, you know? Oh my God, I would love that so much. But I don't have really the dream of being like a movie star. Like, I just, you know, well, first of all, it's rather unrealistic. And I think that's part of the problem too with getting older is you start rationalizing and being like, okay, well, this is never going to happen. And, you know, and being like, okay, well, this is never going to happen. Well, who says it's never going to happen, I guess. I just don't have the desire to be a movie star really anymore, honestly. Not that if somebody, you know, tomorrow called me and said, oh, we have a role for you in a movie, I would take it in a heartbeat. Let me just put it that way. Oh my God, my battery's dying. Well, let me just say this then before the battery dies. You know, I think what's important to remember is that anything that you want to do in life, you can accomplish. Anything. Anything. Start a YouTube channel, write a book, start a family, the dream job, you know, the job of your dreams, whatever you want, you know. Anything that you want in life, I believe we can make happen to some degree. It will look that way somehow. You know, maybe you're not winning an Oscar, but maybe you're getting small parts. You're an extra in movies or something. You know, maybe you write a book and not everybody reads it, but some people do, you know? Maybe you start a YouTube channel. Whatever it is you want to do. And I think that the real key to that is the journey of getting there is really what's more enjoyable than the getting there in the end anyway, right? And I think that for me, I have to start making more dreams and more goals, because when I'm in it and I'm chasing those things, I'm so passionate about living in life, you know, and I've really felt that way the last couple days with getting in shape again. So I'm excited for the future. So think about those things that you want to do with your life. What is it that you want to do, you know? What are your dreams? Make them happen. You only got one life, you know what I mean? All right, you guys, I'm going to get off here. I love you, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.